Today, I'm going to talk about your liver and how important liver health is for recovering from stress and trauma. Now, liver health is undoubtedly important for full body health and metabolic health because it has so much to do with digestion and the metabolizing of food, in particular fats. But one thing we don't think of with the liver is its relationship to helping us recover from stress and trauma. I want you to think about stress and trauma as a biological event, not just something happening in your head, not just a thought, not just a memory, but a physical thing, something that happens in the body. Just like when you eat and you have to break down food. When you have stress or you have a traumatic experience, your body has to break down the remnants from that experience. Oxidative stress from excess adrenaline, excess stress hormones in the bloodstream, metabolic wastes, and inflammation are just some of the things that occur in the body when we have a stress response. And that takes some physical, let's say, metabolizing of the body to break these things down. And your liver is a really big part of that. Whenever you have a stressful or traumatic event, you stimulate the adrenals, and the adrenals secrete excess amounts of adrenaline and cortisol. But these are stress hormones that are in your bloodstream, and the job of the liver, amongst many other things, is to reduce the amount of those stress hormones. So as the blood flows through your liver filters them out. And the more effective and efficient your liver is at filtering your blood, the faster it's able to filter out these stress hormones, which means you start feeling more relaxed, you start feeling more calm, you start feeling more grounded. You're able to recover and adapt after something really stressful takes place. Why would your liver have a very hard time doing this? Well, this is what we would call a fatty liver or non-alcoholic fatty liver. And this is mostly due to the buildup of triglycerides on the liver, which comes from excessive amounts of carbohydrates and sugars. And I'm not talking about like whole potatoes or eating apples. I'm talking about flour products, fried products, chips, French fries, lots of bread, and of course, any kind of sugar. These get rapidly turned into triglycerides because of the amount of glucose they create, and triglycerides get stored all throughout your body, but because your liver is the transformer of them, your liver holds a lot of these fatty triglycerides. So it's the way I see it in my mind, it's almost like wax covering a sponge. The sponge is unable to filter up or soak up any of the blood, metabolic waste, or stress hormones because you have all this fat surrounding it, like layering on top of it. So it slows down the efficiency of your liver. But there are two herbs that are incredible at helping your liver come back to life. And these two herbs are burdock and dandelion. Burdock root is probably my favorite herb next to dandelion for the liver because it is high in chlorogenic acid. Chlorogenic acid helps metabolize triglycerides, fat that builds up on the liver. So drinking burdock root tea or taking the burdock root tincture, which I'll get into in a moment, can actually lower the amount of fat that's building up in your liver. As that fat lowers, the liver gets healthier, more efficient, and is able to increase your ability to metabolize fats and to metabolize the products of stress in your body, the byproducts of stress and trauma. Now let's go over to dandelion root. Dandelion root is called a cholagogue, which means it helps produce bile. Dandelion and bile flow is an important part of the equation because a healthier flow of bile means better digestion of fats, which means less inflammation in your intestinal tract and more energy for your entire body, but for your cells and your brain and your nervous system. This is why I love to use dandelion and burdock as a combination tea for people that have liver issues. So how do we make it? Take a 4-cup jar and add a 1/4 cup of burdock and a 1/4 cup of dandelion root to the jar with 4 cups of boiled water and let it steep overnight. Strain it the next day and have 1 cup warmed up either upon waking or 3 hours before bedtime after you have your last meal. This is a really excellent herbal infusion to help increase your liver health, increase your liver's ability to metabolize waste and food in general, and lower those stress hormones in your bloodstream. But there's another really wonderful kind of side benefit to this. Better liver health essentially means better hormonal health. And I'm going to read you a wonderful email I got from an old client. In it, she wrote, "Luis, I just have to send a note of gratitude. I've been navigating what I believe to be menopause for the last year and finally got all of my blood results back last week, which gave me a hard confirmation that I am post-menopausal. What was crazy is that I wasn't sure if I was menopausal even though my cycle had stopped, because I've never felt so amazing. But the doctor had made me stop my infusions a month before to get a solid baseline of blood work, which makes sense. And in that month, I never felt more insane. Night sweats, insomnia, and crushing anxiety was happening literally every night. After the blood work was taken, I started my teas again, burdock and dandelion being a big part of them. And literally within 48 hours, all of the symptoms were gone and never returned. Those teas have truly saved my life. I feel so bad for women who don't know about this stuff. Menopause would have been an awful time, and instead, I feel more vibrant than ever. I'm so grateful our paths crossed 10 years ago, and I've been nourishing my body with the wisdom you shared. It has truly saved me. I wanted to read that because it's really interesting when you consider hormonal imbalances coming from the liver. When the liver is ineffective at filtering the blood, it's also ineffective at filtering the hormones in the blood. So when your liver isn't efficient at cleaning up hormones from the bloodstream, you have a baseline hormonal imbalance, which means for women, your monthly cycle, and especially the menopausal years, will increase. You'll have an increase in the symptoms, the unpleasant symptoms that come with those added hormone imbalances. So the baseline is already out of balance because the liver, and then you have an addition to that, an addition of hormonal imbalance, let's say, because of these natural cycles in fertility or in the cycle of ending fertility. So this is an important thing for women to hear. And I've even worked with trans people on this who have HRT, any kind of hormone replacement therapy. It's hard on the liver. So protecting your liver with burdock and dandelion is an incredible way to even have a healthier transition, or for people who aren't trans but are using HRT for any other health purpose, to protect your liver as you're getting an influx in more sex hormones of testosterone or estrogen. So consider this as you think about your health, as you think about your body being balanced, as you think about your ability to recover from stress and trauma, or to balance your sex hormones. Your liver is at the core, is at the root of your body's ability to do so. And these two herbs can be really helpful at helping and do it more effectively. Thank you for watching today's episode. Please like and subscribe if you found it useful, and let me know in the comments what you want me to cover next. I have developed a 4-week self-paced course that takes 18 years of my personal and professional experience and puts it into one place where you can easily and quickly learn the foundations of recovering from stress and trauma. How does the food you eat affect your stress levels? How do the relationships in your life create stress or peace? How does the relationship you have with your body allow you to feel happier and more settled? I will cover all this and so much more in this 4-week self-paced course. And the best part, it's self-paced. You don't have to sign up at a certain date or finish it at a certain time. It's yours for life, and it's waiting there for you when you're ready to finish it. Throughout this course, I'll be teaching you philosophies and practices that combine my 3 favorite modalities: somatic experiencing, embodied parts work, and nutrition. For more information on this course, click on the link in my episode details.
Getting there, it was just, I could tell something special was about to happen.
There's just something about in-person retreats that just doesn't compare to online space.
Minla is outstandingly beautiful. Why not be there with Luis and his team?
My body knew that something intense was going to happen in the most beautiful way.
It was all about getting what each and every one of us needed and what the community needed.
My biggest takeaway is that I got introduced to myself.
We're just a bunch of misfits trying to find community with one another, and that's where my heart just blasted open because I felt like seen, and yeah, it was beautiful. I loved it.